Fox News alert, new reaction now from the Pentagon this hour to that missile mystery off the coast of California. A Pentagon spokesman telling Fox News the department is, quote, satisfied with the conclusion that this streak is nothing more than a condensation trail from a plane. Chuck Nash is a retired U.S. Navy captain and Fox News military analyst. And are you satisfied, sir?
I think at this point, yeah, it probably was some kind of an optical illusion, because if you look at it the other way, if it was a missile, then the DSP satellites would have picked it up. No doubt in my mind. We talked about this yesterday on your show. There's no way that could have been a missile that size that looked like that the DSP satellites would not have found. If they did find it, they would not be holding back on this, because you can't keep a secret. It's going to get out. And the military works very hard at maintaining that #1 status as the most trusted entity in the United States. Poll after poll is that way. So they're not going to cover up something like that. So if the DSP satellites didn't pick up anything, but a lot of people on the ground saw something, then there had to be some other phenomenon. And if it was the airplane, then fine. All they have to do is pull the radar tapes, look at what airplane was flying over at about that time, and maybe the glint that you saw was not really the flame from the rocket motor, but was actually the sunlight glinting off the side of the fuselage. In which case, you pull the radar tapes, you say, there it is. It was Delta 325 or whatever, flying from X to Y, problem solved.
Why haven't they done that, Captain? Here we are Wednesday. It happened Monday night. You got a situation where NORAD is involved, Northern Command, the Pentagon, all these military bases, individual aspects of the Department of Defense, including the Navy, coming out making separate statements. Why didn't they just, get a hold of Delta or whoever it was and confirm? Did you have a flight there? When did it take off? And now everybody come out and say it was the folks going out to Hawaii from LAX.
Right. Yeah. And that's a good question, because that would have been one of the first things that they should have done, because you've got restricted airspace on either side of a corridor that runs right over LAX. And any flights coming in from Hawaii going into LA would go in that corridor, and many would fly through that corridor, above that corridor, if they were going to someplace like Phoenix, which is one of the postulated things in this, that they're saying it was a flight from Hawaii to Phoenix. So I don't know why they haven't done it, because it should be relatively simple to do.
Yeah, which has a lot of people asking questions. Captain, what about its speed? Because some experts like yourself who have looked at the tape have said it's going too slow. There's a reason they call them rockets, these missiles.
Well, it all depends on your aspect. If the rocket's going like this, you see a real quick movement. But if the rocket's going away from you, there's very little motion as it goes. So if you're looking up at something that's traveling away from you, it's going to look like it's not moving that much at all. You see the space shuttle launches. You see the space shuttle launches, and it rips off, it lifts off the pad, and, hardy hi-oh silver, and up it goes. But you don't get an appreciation for how fast that thing's accelerating until they put the theodolite cameras on it, where they give you the close-up, and you see it. But if you just look at it from the ground point, it doesn't look like it's really going that fast.
Well, they say we're not in danger. Let's hope they're right. And next time I see a missile launch or a satellite launch, I'll be saying that, yippee-i-o, whatever. Thanks, Captain Nash. Always a pleasure.
You bet.